welcome to my reaction to Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 7. It's called Iron Fist Ketil. I hope I don't know how I'm saying his name. But I really enjoyed last week's episode. And I'm hoping we'll just kind of get more of that before the dark stuff comes back, because I feel like there was hinting about thieves and how you could, like, it would only take this many men to take over this farm and It kind of made me nervous. So I'm hoping for more just kind of feel good stuff. And I'm actually surprised at how good the last episode felt, just kind of like with regards to the relationships and the cultivating the land, and like almost, I don't know, it felt nice. I don't know how to put it into words. I think it's also because just for me in life right now, I want to start gardening, because it just feels so like I want to get my hands dirty. I want to put my feet on the earth, stuff like that. So I don't know, I just really enjoyed the feel of the last episode. But I'm quite surprised also, because even though everything kind of felt good, it's, you know, they're slaves. It's still kind of, I mean, I guess in that period of time, this was the best situation they could find themselves in, like, if they're going to be slaves, because, you know, it was rampant back then. And then you remember, you know, the episode with I forgot his name now, the prince, that he was becoming the king. And like, if you look at he was going through this area on his horse, and he was looking at how they were treating the spoils of war, and like they were grabbing women, and you know, we can see men going into slavery, getting, like, just imagine standing there and having your tooth checked out, like, okay, you can't say anything, you can't do anything, you're a fucking slave. Like, it's actually, they're living in such horrifying times, but that is why I'm so surprised that the last episode just kind of felt so good, and I just want that to last a little longer, just that feeling. Don't get me wrong, there's still slavery today. It's called human trafficking. But I do think that our lives in general are better off in many ways than, you know, the time period they're staying in. But that's not really something we should be comparing. I'm just trying to say that I was surprised by how good the episode felt, considering the circumstances as a whole. Okay, but anyway, let's see where this episode goes before I comment and ramble, because there will probably be ramblings. See? Nice feeling. So na.
あいつもいいやつですよ。無口だけど。
ない奥様が。
すみません、引き止めちゃって。
相手ができて毎朝が楽しみなんですよ。私。
Whoa, that says a lot. Looking forward to every morning. See, that's what I meant from before. Like, sometimes the show gives you these moments where it feels like, oh, life, you know? And then you remember what situation they're in, really. Like, it might be a nice situation compared to most slaves from that time, but still, it doesn't change the fact that they're slaves. Think about all the work that goes into making bread. And then we complain when bread is like 17 rand or 18 rand. Oh, back in my day, bread was blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's smiling.
なあ、俺たちはこうやって畑やってれば自由になる。アルネイズさんはその辺どうなってるんだろう。
さあな、本人に聞いてみれば。
How will she earn the money? She can't farm. Well, I'm not saying she can't. She's not farming at the moment. She doesn't have the opportunity to. She can't just say, I want to go farm. Clearly that bitch is holding her there.
祈る。
神よ、育てたまえ、実らせたまえ、雨降らせ。さあ、ご一緒に。
祈るって何？
何でもいいよ。すがれる者にはみんなすがる。麦の出来不出来は結構神頼みなんだ。一生懸命。
I like that they have put in all the work they can up to now. And now he says, okay, there's nothing we can do. So we pray! I like the idea behind that, the basic principle of it. Praying is an interesting topic as well. I will talk about it someday, maybe, when I know more.
やるぞ。俺、りょうくんで一緒に。
育てたまえ。
声が小さい。はい。振りを切る。中途半端が一番恥ずかしいんだぞ。
はい。
虫かみ大佐。雨降らせ。おお、変わっとらんの、この農場は。
ああ、オルマルなどは元気すぎて困るぐらいだ。お前のように戦場へ行きたくてうずうずして。
試しにオルマルも戦場に出してみちゃどうだい。
冗談じゃないわ。
あれは旦那じゃないですか。
お、ちょうどいい。しぶといな。まだ死なねえ。
あんたに稽古つけてもらったおかげだよ、ヘビ。
おい。
ほら、早くしろ。
コソ泥です。旦那に引き渡そうと思って。
コソ泥？
ガキでも盗みは盗みです。
I'm just glad he decided to hand them over and didn't decide on their punishment for himself.
私たちどうなるの？
大丈夫だ。大丈夫だよ。兄ちゃんがついてる。
それぞれの部族が点で勝手に目標を攻撃するんだ。その後は楽しい略奪大会。売れそうな女を争って切り合うなんざしょっちゅうさ。
もちろん行くよ、戦場。実力主義上等だぜ。
そんなお前に土産をやろうかな。
Ears. Dried ears.
何これ。
構わねえが、耳なんてうまくねえぞ。イングランド人の耳だ。
耳。
俺たちは鉄拳ケティルの息子なんだぞ。知らねえのか。親父の若い頃の伝説だぞ。その後ずっと素手で戦うらしいんだ。それでいて誰よりも手柄もある。
That's crazy.
親父を尊敬しろ。
すみませんが、お休みの前にあれを片付けてもらっていいですか。
あら、名前言え。こら、やめんか。怯えているから喋れんのだぞ。名前は。
失礼。妹はどうだ。
身内は他に母親と赤ん坊が。答えろ。
父ちゃんはスノッリー。去年の秋、野菜を売りに行ったまま。
坊の子、スノッリです。旦那様に時代の借金をし。
もう帰らねえよ。大方物取りにでもあって殺される。
父ちゃんはちょっと出かけてるだけだ。
この頃はまだしも病の母親と赤子がおる。
どうなさいました、あなた。
ってな。脅して言わせたのではないだろうな。
しませんや、そんなこと。この袋が空になるまでの間だけ待って。いや、仕置きも軽くすんぜ。うちの袋の底には旦那の名前が書いてあるんだってね。
ほとんど脅しだ、それは。
いやいや、身に覚えがないなら。
なら話は早い。腕一本だな。
妹はまだ小さいだ。勘弁して。
なら妹の分の罰もお前が受ける。
Are you stupid?
ああいった手前、俺としちゃ軽めでお願いし。
What is he gonna do for the rest of his life with no arms? In this world? You might as well fucking kill him. You stupid.
あれだろう。
恐ろしい。わしの息子とは到底思えん。なぜわしのところに盗みに入ったりしたのだ。お前たちのことを仕置きせねば。
Make them do work long term.
私は反対です。死刑にも等しい仕置きだ。意見を申し上げてもよろしいでしょうか、旦那。
言うがいい。
Come on, don't be a pussy. Stand up to your crazy ballistic son. I have something I want to say, but I don't know if I want to say it. I don't want to say it.
当農場の経理を務める身といたし、大腕を切り落としては使い物になりません。
Put them to work.
盗みの損害と父親の借金を回収すべきです。この子たちに働いて返してもらいます。仕事は旦那様が貸し与えた土地の耕作を奉公人として引き継がせます。
まったくだ。では
以上の理由から仕置きは棒打ちなどが妥当と思われます。
If they don't get a hiding, I don't know. Beating sounds a bit rough. But these are tough times. I get it. But like, you can't just. You have to, in some way, like I've said before, with kids, it works the same. With adults, I don't know. Ideally, you wouldn't need to do it with adults, but okay, with kids, for example, kids don't understand very good sometimes. So if a baby wants to stick his finger in a electric socket, you can't just say, no, don't do that. You're gonna get shocked. The baby doesn't know. So you got to show the baby, don't do that. It'll hurt more than this. If you hurt it, I'm gonna, and then you just smack their hand, or you scare them. You have to scare them so that they don't want to stick their finger in there because they're scared of you, because they'd rather be a little scared of you than die. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of you. I just mean scared of sticking their finger in there because they know, like, my hand, I don't want to get smacked again. And it depends on how. It's difficult. I personally was a pretty introverted only child, so my parents never really needed to do. I never did naughty things. One time I drew on the wall, and then my dad shouted at me and said he was going to hit me, and that was enough to stop me from drawing on the wall. But Hanku, there were 3 boys, and they were raised by just their dad. So, I think most boys in that situation would say, like, I haven't spoken to most boys, but I've spoken to a few boys, including Hanku and his brothers, and they, sometimes they needed to be smacked. But then there's taking it too far. Like, I remember my mom had to work and had to go to someone's house every other weekend because their mom, there was 2 kids and their mom stayed at home. And I remember going there one time, and I didn't want to stay. I was too scared because she was chasing her son up and down the house with the belt, and like fucking kid was screaming bloody murder. Like, why? That doesn't help either. But I don't know. Maybe he wanted to stick his head in a electric, and she just wanted to scare him. I don't know. I don't know about these things, but I just feel like I understand the punishment is better than chopping off his arms. But you can't just give them jobs and lessons and food and not show that there is repercussion for choosing to do bad things, even when you were pushed into a corner. It's just kind of like teaching in not an ideal way, but they're not in an ideal world. So they're not in an ideal situation.
盗んだ分は奉公で返済させるのだし、
さすがに全く折檻なしというわけにはいきません。
Did you just break your axe?
俺らが舐められる。
What was that? Oh, I guess it can be put back. A stick? I hope you're gonna smack him on his... Just like this, and then the fingers, and then once is good. You don't... And don't swing too far.
さて、何回ですか?
10回。
象からだ。歯を食いしばってろ。
No, it's so much worse. Just do it to them both at once. Don't make the one watch and then...
面白い。いい度胸だ。親父だろ。俺にやらせてくれ。
押すなよ。
はいはい。
軽くだぞ。
へいへい。じゃ
I don't want to see.
行くぜ、ガキ。
That was like 5 shots right there.
そう待て。やめろトールギル。わしがやる。嘘なのだ。鉄拳なんぞ。育児なしでは生きていけんのだ。皆がわしに当然のように勇敢さを求めて名士と呼ばれるこのわしがそんな嘘をつくとは。わしは恐ろしい。
お優しいことが悪いことであるはずはありませんが。
お前だけだ。
I'm not surprised. She's too beautiful. And I understand he's a smart man knowing what he needs to lie about. But it's like a balance, you know? That heavy guy looks like he's got the balance down good-ish. Like he's not cruel, but he's also not a coward. And even if he's afraid of violence and afraid of this stuff, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, I know I called him a pussy for not wanting to stand up to his son, but his son is a barbarian. And that was when I thought his past was true. Okay, I thought, okay. But no, it's fine. And at least he did get up and he took that. Because he was holding back. And at least that kid is alive and won't steal again, but is guaranteed work and food for his family. But it just goes to show, like, I think the show has the best way to show just what life is like. Not exactly today, because the world is obviously very different, but on a fundamental level, the world is still very much like this. And like I said last time, it feels like it's always hanging by a thread. Like all these systems in place that put sandwiches on our plate, which is bread that was made, and the butter that was churned, and cows that were raised, and pigs, everything, you know? And that just gives you a huge appreciation for life and what does work. But it also makes you feel like, it makes you feel scared of what you could lose, but it should, instead of that fear, you should, if you're an adult, you should try to build up a courage to want to protect that. For your family, for your community. And that means we need to find a balance between strength and just fucking brutality. Strength and understanding and knowledge and just, when I say understanding, I mean understanding of what it takes to do what this man does. Giving jobs to people and stuff. I mean, we know it's not ideal. He has slaves, and that's a big no-no. But I mean, in the world that they're living in, it's just kind of crazy to think that what ended slave trade? Because how do you stand up against people like his own son who thinks taking the spoils of war means killing your friends, the people you fought with over a woman to sell? Like, the world is actually really crazy, and there's no point in being angry and like saying it's kind of like you just have to remember we evolved from animals, right? If you believe that. But either way, we're just thinking animals. Whether or not you think we evolved from them, I still think we have to acknowledge that we're just a type of fucking animal. Except that we can reason with each other, and that's why we need to find the best ways to do that.
そばにいてくれ。お前がいなかったら、この世は闇だ。
I'm sorry, I'm gonna make a bad joke, but no wonder the wife is angry at her all the time. She must know. Oh no. Wow. Season 1 was good, a very good setup of the whole world, but this is, story-wise, this is so meaningful. Like, this show is great. No fan service, no bro or sis incest humor, just great storytelling and the vibes. I feel like that's taking a dig at shows that have fan service and stuff. But that's like saying, that's like going and watching the Titanic and being like, oh my god, this movie is so great. There's no stupid jokes and the like, Will Ferrell isn't in it. Oh, thank god. Like, yeah, because it's a romance. That's like going to McDonald's and it's like, oh my god, I'm so glad there's no fucking fried chicken smell. I just want a burger. I just want this or that. Like, yeah, that's because this is a KFC. Oh, whatever. I guess what they're trying to say, if I have to find the... This is not a common show. Like, it's not... It's more common to find shows with fan service, because fan service is what catches people's attention. And not everyone wants to watch things that make you question fucking life and want to cry and like reconsider your role in society. Not everyone wants to watch this stuff because, I mean, what does that man himself, Kettle, what does he do? He finds comfort in a beautiful woman's arms or on her lap. That's the same thing when people watch shows with fan service. The world is a fucking beast place. Sometimes we just want to see boobs jiggle. What's wrong with that? I want to see boobs jiggle too. Not every day, but that's why we have shows like these, to remind us that the world is also, you can't completely, like, escapism is fine. You know, you have your day or you do your work, you provide for your family, whatever. But then sometimes you just want to read an Archie comic book. You just want to I don't know, laugh at stupid Will Ferrell jokes. I don't even know who's Will Ferrell again. Is that the singer or... No, wait, that's Will Ferrell. Who the hell is this guy? I don't know. Will Ferrell. Okay. Ferrell, not Ferrell. Ferrell's the singer. Ferrell is this guy. I'm not a big fan of his movies myself, but every now and then I find myself chuckling a bit. But there's what I'm saying. Anyway, but I get it. They just mean like this kind of show is rare and they want to see more of this. But sadly, you know, life can be difficult enough. Your average person doesn't want to sit and kind of cry about how hard life is, because we know. It's so sad to see his dad want to be a good person but have to keep up face as a slave owner. He is a good person. I don't think he's keeping face by being a slave owner. I think being a slave owner is cheap labor and he gets to help people. So he is a good person. I don't think he's a slave. Slave owner is not helping him keep face, I think. I don't know. That's, to me, is not... Yeah, let's put it this way. He knows slavery is wrong, but he's not... I don't think he's owning slaves to keep face. I think he's just doing his business, and his business benefits from cheap labor, and the slaves are going to be there whether or not he has them or not. And at least I'd rather be a slave on his farm than a slave on... I don't know. I don't even want to think about who else buys slaves. If it wasn't for Vinland Saga or the comments of people who don't like the show due to lack of comprehension, I'd be bored at work. Watching the brother stand up for his sister and take the punishment almost puts me in tears. Toxic masculinity, am I right? How dare he, as the older brother, want to protect his smaller, cute little sister. Equality. 10, bitches. I'm joking. Shit is actually peak. And I even find it difficult to be really angry at, you know, his son that he's afraid of. I even find it a little bit difficult to be angry at him as an individual, just because whether or not he exists and whether or not he fights war, there will always be those kind of people. Like it's like in the wild. There is like lions. Lions, they eat the deer. I always bring this up, but it's my easiest. It's like you can't be mad at the lion. And I'm not saying he's a lion because he has intellect, critical thinking, but the thing is, there will always. I just cannot imagine a world where. It's sad, but I can't imagine a world where there won't be war. Because there's always been war, and it's like. In our own societies, yeah, sure, we want to create, we want to live together peacefully, but that doesn't mean outside of our society, people won't want to come and take what we've cultivated in our community, what we've grown. There'll always be barbarians in the world. You just have to accept that, I feel. And if there are always going to be barbarians out there, you need to be able to be, you need to be able to go fight. And protect your people. But no, the thing is, I don't know, can you really call it protection when they're then afterwards killing each other? But is it could it be due to something biological where your brain has to have a certain switch turned off for you to be able to go out into war where people are cutting your ear off for fun? And like, if you're not a monster, and if you go out there and you fight those fights, is there a switch that needs to be turned off? And then is that why they can enjoy taking the spoils and killing each other afterwards to sell women? Like, it's to me, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a good character or anything. Like, I'm just saying I find it difficult I'd be scared of him, but I also kind of understand his role in the world, because if he wasn't going to fighting in the war, because at least go fight the war there, fight each other, you fight lovers. When I think about, what's his name, Thorkel, like he just wants to fight, right? Go fight over there, and then keep the peace so that the peace is kept here to the people who don't want to be there. Like, it's just like, that's not a good way to think, but I'm just thinking, because even if my side had no crazy beast men like that, who would go fight? Who would go win the war then? Isn't that scary to think about? You want to live in a society where no one's like that, but what if the other, and then they come in their little boats, and then they're crazies, they're barbarians come in, and then we can't fight back, and then we're what? Overrun? It's a weird way. It's weird. It's scary. But that kind of makes you think of that Jordan Peterson quote about you have to be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you have to learn to control it. Like maybe possibly heavy. But we'll see. We'll see because we don't know much about him yet, but he seems to be, like I said before, more balanced, where he knows what needs to be done, but also he doesn't take it too far. And that's also something important to take into account. Not everyone can be heavy. You need kettles, and it's even like Kettle himself said, everyone has their place. And you just need to kind of figure out, like, where's your place? Are you the heavy? Are you the kettle? Okay, well, please don't take anything I say too literally. I was just kind of like rambling off feelings, because it was a very feelings episode. episodes are starting to get dry as the swell they're telling. And that's fine. They can have that they can have that opinion. For them, they don't have a they don't maybe resonate with this content, with these characters, with the message behind the story. And that's fine. I have to disagree strongly. It's not dry at all. It's like, it's emotionally dripping with, you know, dripping with peak. I don't know how else to say it. Okay. Now I'm just rambling on about how good the show is, but you know what? That's fine. So Vinland Saga episode 7. I would say story strong 9, like so strong. I almost want to give it the higher point, but I also want to I'm trying to be objective, but it's difficult. I don't care. I'm just gonna give it 9.5. But it's like, I know it's like, this is still just the beginning. I feel like I need to leave some space for how good it's gonna get, because I feel like it's getting just better to me. So, okay, I'll just give it a 9. Okay, wait, I'll give it a 9.3. Characters, a 9.5. Sorry, I can't lower it there. Visuals, 8. I think a strong 8. Maybe like also 8.3. Okay. Audio, 8.8. And enjoyment / investment, 9.54. 5. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's a difficult thing for me to score, because I just think it's mainly just amazing. And I think the visuals match the tone and everything. But if I had to choose one least favorite thing, I guess it'd be the visuals. But the visuals are still very good. But everything else is just kind of overshadowing it, because it's just so much better than just very good, you know? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna watch One Piece. I'm gonna go get a snack. I'm gonna watch One Piece. Thank you for watching my reaction, hearing my thoughts. I feel like I'm gonna get a comment. I always get these comments that are like, why didn't you react more to that? And I'm like, because it wasn't that surprising. Like, a beautiful slave owned by, you know, that guy. Like, you don't think he's gonna take advantage of that? It's kind of just, it just seems natural. Not natural, but like, how to say this? Like, I'm just not surprised. Like, of course. Like, when your wife looks like that. No, I'm joking. Sorry, I'm bad at making jokes. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to reading your comments.